right, welcome back to Comic Issues Daily, the show that always brings you more news than the Bugle or the Planet. Today's top story is shaking the comic book world. An AI-powered hologram of Stan Lee just debuted at the Los Angeles Comic-Con, and fans are split. Is this a heartfelt tribute to the father of Marvel, or does it cross the line into exploitation? We'll cover that and more. Also on the docket, Red Hulk, desperate mission into Latveria, Ava Ayala's return in the White Tiger Reborn, Invincible clashing with the Transformers, and G.I. Joe at New York Comic-Con. Marvel hinted at a Strange Academy series, backlash brewing around Avengers Doomsday, and a darker sequel to WandaVision, and DC's Justice Society of America bracing for what may be their last stand. All right, but before we do that, I want to give a quick thank you to our sponsor of the channel, Ron's Comic Closet. If you're hunting comics, new releases, trades, or variants, you can save 20% off your first purchase with Ron if you use code IHaveIssues at checkout. Big thanks to Ron's Closet for supporting the show. All right. Also, please remember, we are supporting Brandon, aka Mon Comics, with supporting his GoFundMe. He and his family lost their house in a house fire a couple weeks ago, so there is a GoFundMe to support them. So please click on that, or the information's right there. It'll be there, so you can rewind if you need to go get it. All right. And then today's top story of the day is a few names resonate in comics quite like Stan Lee. The man co-created Spider-Man, the Avengers, and so many other icons. At Los Angeles Comic-Con in 2025, attendees were stunned when the AI-powered hologram of Stan Lee took the stage, delivering scripted remarks built from the archival footage, interviews, and decades of recordings. For some, it was moving, a way to feel Stan's presence again, especially for fans too young to have ever met him. But as Rich Johnson of Bleeding Cool reported, not everyone saw it as a tribute. Many attendees and industry voices questioned whether this was truly honoring Stan or simply exploiting his likeness. Critics pointed to the lack of consent. Lee had no say in this hologram, and broader concerns about the entertainment industry using AI to recreate deceased figures. The debate is tapped into cultural anxieties about deepfakes, AI voice cloning, and what it means to preserve legacy in the digital age. Supporters argued that Stan was always a showman, someone who loved new technology and would embrace this spectacle. Opponents countered that his humanity and creative spark were the essence of his legacy, something no algorithm can capture. As Bleeding Cool noted, the hologram wasn't just about celebrating Stan. It became a flashpoint for a bigger conversation about art, fandom, and memory. Was this a tribute or exploitation? Where do you stand on the Stan Lee hologram? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And do have somebody in the chat. Good morning, Brian. How are you? Thank you for being on my show yesterday for Comic Channel Origins. If you missed that, everybody, please, I'll try to drop a link right here so you can click on that. But I interviewed Brian LCS for the Comic Channel Origins and talked about how he started his YouTube channel and things that he's doing over there on his Brian LCS channel. All right. And then we go from a digital ghost to a very real fugitive. Red Hulk just walked into the worst possible place. General Thunderbolt Ross has lived many lives. Decorated general, government weapon in the Red Hulk. In Red Hulk number 9, Ross finds himself on the run, hunted and alone, wandering into Latveria, the iron-fisted domain of Dr. Doom. Preview pages show Ross facing off against Doom's cybernetic werewolf enforcers, a brutal reminder that he's now a soldier without a nation, relying on instincts and brute force. As Bleeding Cool explains, Latveria isn't just another battleground, it's a political minefield. Doom's sovereignty is absolute, and any incursion risks igniting an international crisis. For Ross, this isn't just about survival. It's about stepping onto a geopolitical chessboard where every move could drag the Avengers or the U.S. government into conflict. Writer Philip Kennedy Johnson uses this scenario to peel back Ross's identity, exposing him as a relic of a military machine that no longer wants him. Artist Corey Smith brings the fight sequences to life with intensity, but the deeper story is Ross's internal battle. Is he still a patriot or just a runaway weapon? Can he reclaim his humanity, or will he always be defined by rage and destruction? Bleeding Cool's coverage frames Red Hulk #9 as both an action-packed showdown and a story of survival against impossible odds. Are you grabbing Red Hulk 9 to see if Ross can survive Latveria, or are we rooting for Doom to shut him down? Comment below. And oh, you're welcome, Brian. And then while Ross struggles for survival, another Marvel hero is fighting for her family legacy. Marvel is relaunching Ava Ayala and White Tiger Reborn #1 with writer Christina Strain and artist Carlos Gomez at the helm. The preview shows Ava grappling with the mystical Tyre amulet, battling enemies tied to his pharaoh origins and facing criticism for her own family about her right to wield it. Her fight isn't just against foes, it's against doubt, history, and expectation. According to Bleeding Cool, Ava's story is shadowed by her late brother, Hector Ayala, the original White Tiger. His tragic death remains a scar, and Ava's claim to the mantle has always been questioned. In this series, family members and rivals openly challenge her worthiness, making her journey not just a superhero story, but a reckoning with legacy and self-belief. Gomez's art interjects energy into feral combat scenes while Strand's writing grounds the conflict in emotional depth. And with rumors swirling that the White Tiger could appear again in the MCU, Bleeding Cool notes that this relaunch feels like Marvel's positioning Ava for bigger things. It's a personal story with potential franchise-level impact. Will you pick up White Tiger #1? And do you want to see Ava Ayala make her MCU debut as the White Tiger? Let us know in the comments. And then from personal battles to crossover chaos, Invincible is about to collide with two massive universes. Skybound is bringing the fireworks to New York Comic Con for 2025, announcing a crossover between Invincible and the Energon Universe, which includes Transformers and G.I. Joe. For fans, it's a mashup of superhero drama, military action, and nostalgic robots in disguise mayhem. NYCC attendees will get panels, exclusive covers, and the first look at the crossover that pits Mark Grayson against Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Cobra's armies. As Bleeding Cool highlights, this isn't just a spectacle. Robert Kirkman has hinted that the story will test Invincible's ideals in new ways. Fighting Vulturemites is one thing, but what happens when Mark faces factions who believe they're protectors, not villains? Thematically, it pits classic superhero morality against militarized survival, forcing Mark to question what kind of hero he really is. Skybound is also using this crossover as a major business move, with Invincible Season 3 about to drop on Amazon and an Energon line. I think we are in Season 3. Might be Season 4. In the Energon line, dominating sales. Bleeding Cool positions this event as both the 20th anniversary celebration and a statement of dominance. It's a crossover built not just for action, but to unite multiple fandoms under one banner. Who do you want to see face off? Invincible versus Optimus Prime, or Mark Grayson against G.I. Joe? Share your dream matchups. And while Skybound is building its crossover event, Marvel Studios may be preparing to conjure a magical academy. Marvel TV's chief, Brad Winderbaum, has sparked speculation by confirming that Strange Academy is on Marvel's radar for DC Plus, based on the 2020 comic by Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos. The story follows teens training under Doctor Strange, Brother Voodoo, and other mystical mentors. Fans immediately began imagining a Marvel take on Harry Potter, but with stronger ties to the MCU. As CBR reports, Strange Academy will give Marvel a youth-driven, diverse, and supernatural-focused series, a mix that fits perfectly with the studio's Disney Plus strategy. Characters like Emily Bright, Doyle Dormammu, and Zoe Lavu could bring fresh blood into the MCU, while cameos from Strange, Wong, or maybe a demented Scarlet Witch would keep the connection to the established hero strong. CBR emphasizes that while this project isn't officially greenlit, Winterbaum's comments suggest real development discussions are happening. It could become the launchpad for Marvel's next generation of mystical heroes, expanding the universe in a new and exciting way. Would you tune into Strange Academy series? And which magical student do you want to see on screen first? Comment with your picks, and then. But while Marvel's eyes the future, some fans think they've already fumbled the next big Avengers film. Marvel's upcoming Avengers Doomsday is supposed to be the studio's next big reset, but comicbook.com reports that fans are already upset about how two major characters are being handled: Deadpool and Gambit. Leaks suggest Deadpool's R-rated humor is being toned down to fit the PG-13 ensemble, while Gambit's long-awaited debut may be cut down into a major supporting role. And I apologize if you can hear the lawnmower. The grass is being mowed at the moment. The concern isn't just about screen time, it's about wasted potential. Deadpool is one of Marvel's most bankable characters, and Gambit has been one of the most demanded fan favorites for decades. As comicbook.com points out, if these characters feel neutered or sidelines, Marvel risks alienating two vocal fan bases at a critical time. The article makes clear this is an early report, but the facts that backlash is already brewing shows just how high the stakes are. The Avengers Doomsday is expected to set the stage for the next MCU era. If it mishandles fan favorite characters, the ripple effect could be massive. Do you think Marvel is already mishandling Deadpool and Gambit, or should fans wait to see the final cut? Sound off in the comments. It doesn't look good so far, but we'll see. I hope that they do good. I love my Marvel movies. All right, and while fans worry about Doomsday, Marvel is also plotting a return of one of its most celebrated Disney Plus series. WandaVision was a cultural phenomenon, blending sitcom parody with the psychological drama. Now, comicbook.com reports that Marvel is developing a direct sequel, and it may be even darker. Sources suggest Wanda survived Multiverse of Madness, but scarred physically and emotionally by her fall into the Darkhold's corruption and the loss of her children. This follow-up is described as a prestige-level horror, digging deeper into Wanda's psyche. Gone are the sitcom stylings. Instead, expect nightmarish imagery, broken realities, and Wanda's struggle to redeem herself while haunted by her failures. As comicbook.com noted, this is a chance for Marvel to further explore trauma, responsibility, and redemption in a way few superhero stories attempts. But fans are divided. Some want to see Wanda rise again as a hero, while others feel her story has been stretched thin. Elizabeth Olsen's return is expected, which has reignited excitement, but whether Marvel chooses tragedy or redemption remains the big question. Should Marvel bring Wanda back or for a darker sequel, or let her story rest? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And finally, while Marvel debates Wanda's fate, DC's oldest hero faces what may be their last stand. The Justice Society of America were the world's first superhero team, but in JSA 12, writer Jeff Johns and artist Mike Janin are hinting at what Bleeding Cool calls their last stand. The preview shows Golden Age icons like Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, and Dr. Fate standing alongside Helena Wayne, preparing for a fight that could determine their future. As Bleeding Cool explains, the JSA has always been caught between the past and the present. While newer teams like the Titans thrive, the JSA are forced to prove their relevance in a modern era. This issue pushes the struggle to the forefront, suggesting that DC may either retire its oldest icons or reinvent them for a new generation. Janin's artwork captures both the grandeur of their battle and the vulnerability of aging heroes. Bleeding Cool positions JSA 12 as a critical issue for longtime fans. Not just a climatic battle, but a statement on how DC balances history with the future of its universe. Do you think the JSA are truly finished, or is this a setup for the next great era? Let us know in your comments. And don't forget, every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, I have the Comic Channel Origins live stream where I talk to comic book creators or comic book YouTube creators about how they've grown and built their YouTube channel. But this month, this next episode is a special one. I will be interviewing the Fantastic Four of the Comic Channel or Comics Curing Cancer C3. I'll have on Rob's Fat Stacks, Legion of Comics, DJ Links, and Austin LeMay, and talking to them about Comics Curing Cancer, which will be happening their live auction the last weekend in October. So I'll be talking to them about Comics Curing Cancer and everything like that. So please bookmark that, or not bookmark, but make notifications so you don't forget to be there. That's it for today's Comic Issue Daily. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. And don't forget, save 20% on comics, new releases, back issues at Ron's Comic Closet. It's the sponsor of the channel. Use the code I have issues at checkout, and you'll get 20% off your first purchase. Thank you for watching. And remember, here at Comic Issues Daily, we bring you more news than the Bugle or the Planet. All right, see you in the next one. Bye, guys.